Welcome everybody to this collective reading for 2026. I'm Tor and this is Lorraine, who is a gorgeous friend of mine. She is a tarot enthusiast, she's a photographer, and I'm going to be cheeky and she's going to really dislike that I'm going to do this, but I also think she is an artist. She is very much a growing artist. Those of you who have been here with me before, I am an intuitive and guide and a tarot reader, and 2026 is fast approaching, and Lorraine is visiting me from LA, and we thought that as we are together, we would do this monthly collective reading for everybody, looking at the energies that are coming up, looking at what you can connect with every month, perhaps looking at what you can use as a reflective prompt for each of those months, connecting with the energies of the tarot. Before we head into it, how did you get into the tarot, Lorraine?
Oh, it was a good number of years ago, and I had long intended to begin to study tarot, and it took a while, but eventually I felt guided to begin to study it. It seems overwhelming at first because there is so much to learn, and there are so many differing opinions as well on how to read on the cards, meanings, and so it can seem overwhelming. It was overwhelming for me, but I was fascinated with it, and the deeper I went, the more of an individual practice it also became, where the cards in a way take on personal meanings as well, in addition to those that are sort of historically or collectively known. And so, I remain fascinated. It is a never-ending study. You never really cease to learn about the tarot, the meanings, the symbolism. It's a beautiful practice.
There are so many different divination tools out there, though, as you well know. You know, we have a crystal ball right behind us that you can do scrying in. You can do tea leaf readings. You can do palm readings. There are other cards out there. What was it specifically about the tarot that drew you to the tarot over all of these other divination, intuitive practices that you could have connected with?
I would say, I'm a very visual person. As, a photographer and a creative, that comes natural. And so the imagery, the symbolism, the beauty really of the decks, it's a visually and aesthetically very appealing. It also, I've never seen a single thing in a crystal ball, so, that... If I wanted to use that for divination, good luck. That's... I don't think we'd be sitting here with, doing a collective read for 2026 with me looking into the ball, so...
I mean, it is much more challenging to use a crystal ball. Yes. I also find that much more challenging.
Yes.
Before we head in to the actual reading for 2026, I do want to tell everybody how I met Lorraine.
Oh.
So one of the studios that I work at in London, I was getting ready for my daily class. And I was sitting there, and then this tall, beautiful, blonde woman walked into my class, and I was like, who's this person? She looks so different. Like, her aura is glowing. Like, where is she from? She was just gliding into the room, and I was like, this is so interesting. And afterwards we got chatting.
Yes, we did.
And then she booked in a one-to-one with me, and then we never looked back. And then I visited you in LA, and the friendship just began.
That's right. It's quite amazing, really, when you look back on how certain key relationships in your life have formed, and how many things had to go just right for the two of you to meet. In our case, for us to meet, and it is really, there is a sense of wonder.
There is a sense of wonder.
Yeah.
And using the tarot, we did something that was quite risky.
No! The Ten of Cups.
The Ten of Cups. So I was visiting Lorraine in LA. We were experimenting and working with tarot and connecting with energies. And then suddenly, out of the blue, I was like, let's pull a card on our friendship. A single card, I might add. A single bloody card.
Now,
I
we
might
would
add.
not be sitting here if that would have gone all kinds of wrong, okay? Death.
10 of Swords.
Yes.
5 of Swords.
5 of Swords.
5 of Cups. 5 of Coins.
God.
Instead, I shuffled it, and the card that I pulled out was the 10 of Cups upright.
Right. That is right.
I mean, they couldn't, from the tarot, there couldn't have been a stronger message that this is a friendship to treasure and to just take to the most beautiful depths possible.
Yes.
Because it's so true. Like, obviously, both of us take the tarot somewhat seriously.
Oh, quite, I would say. Quite.
Quite serious. Yes. And so, if it had been the 5 of Swords, the 5 of Cups, the 5 of Coins,
it would have
the
been
3
an
of
issue.
Swords, the 2 of Swords, there would have been a...
Yeah.
There would have been a... Huh.
It would have given us pause.
Yes.
And I don't know if we could have, easily forgotten.
Yeah. There would have been like a... Huh.
Yeah.
Been like, I wonder what that means for the friendship in the future.
That's right. And I can't believe I let him do that. I sat there. And it was okay, sure. And in retrospect,
it's mad. We should have just not have done that. But at the same time, it also allowed our friendship to then move to new depths. She came and stayed with me for 3 months, and so it sort of really sent our friendship into another level, which I think is really fascinating.
Yes. And we'll always have those 10 of Cups.
We will always, regardless of what happens, and
yes,
we will always have in the back of our mind, oh yeah, the 10 of Cups, it's fine. Like we need to get over whatever this tiff is, basically.
Exactly.
Which I think is so funny. This is not something I recommend to do with any of your friends.
I don't either.
Don't do it with any of your partners. Like, stay away. Don't do it.
Says the guy whose brilliant idea this was.
It's like, don't do this at home.
No. Yeah.
I just wouldn't. No. Anyway, so...
it worked out here, but...
It worked out here, but I don't recommend it. Anyway, we should head in, because I'm sure all of you are equally excited as we are to look at the energies that are coming up in 2026. 2025 have been quite the year. So let's see what we start with. Should we start with January? So we're going to pull 2 cards for each month, and then let's see what shows up. I'm shuffling because she's really slow at shuffling.
Very.
And so
we would be here hours
all day.
Yeah.
And so I am in charge of shuffling.
That's right.
I'm a much more
efficient,
quick shuffler.
Structured.
And so, okay, we are starting with January. And the 2 cards that we have pulled for January, it's the 4 of Swords reversed. No, not the 4 of Swords. The 4 of Wands reversed. And the 7 of Swords reversed. What do you see, Lorraine?
That one's upright, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm losing all of my English. The 7 of Swords is upright. It's a good thing that you're here.
Well, we'll see about that. But the 4. What is that? 4 of Wands.
4 of Wands.
4 of Wands reversed, and the 7 of Swords. Well, for the 7 of Swords, I can certainly give some commentary. It's one of the cards that often gets a bit of a challenging rap.
Mm-hmm.
I actually, I'm not on board with that. It always has to have a challenging interpretation. I've personally experienced the Seven of Swords as an advice to be, quite strategic, really, in your conduct, diplomatic. It's a well thought out way of dealing with challenges or obstacles. January can be kind of a month in which the festive season is over and all the energies of the new year are ahead. So it's often a month a bit of not an uphill struggle, but it's kind of an energy that can be a bit trying. And so in January with the Seven of Swords, I would say it is advised to continuing really to plan for the year ahead, to make strategic alliances, to plan some moves that are maybe down the road, 3-4 moves ahead, to just keep mentally engaged with the goals, with the aspirations really, and how to maneuver that, how to get there during the year. I don't have much to say to the Four of Wands reversed.
Okay, well, let's head in though. So interesting enough, so we are coming out of a time period of spending quite a lot of time. Well, most of us, it's obviously not true for everybody, but most of us will be coming at a time where we have spent time with family, with friends, we've been celebrating, and sometimes that can actually leave us quite exhausted.
Yes.
And
Indeed.
So I'm thinking that the Four of Wands is an invitation. It's a permission to spend some time by yourself and slightly seclude yourself from communities. You don't necessarily have to go out in that month, and just allow yourself a bit of a respite. And just building on what Lorraine said in terms of being strategic, being smart, planning. And so, I suppose we realized that this one is perhaps a bit obvious, but this is also what the tarot suggested, is that it is a time to spend some time by yourself, plan for the year ahead, and give yourself permission to actually set aside time to do that. I am going to put a spinner in the works, though, in the sense of that, let's say you are somebody who easily gets lonely, right? And find the dark months, if you are in the Northern Hemisphere, quite challenging. Then I actually think that the Four of Wands perhaps means the opposite. It's that it's really, really important that you go out and do seek community and belonging and connect with other people. But I still think with the Seven of Swords, it's about being strategic about who do you give that time and energy to. And so perhaps that's also the message for this year ahead, is actually, and I know I speak about this often, it's about being strategic and smart about who you give your attention away to.
Yes. Who you give your energy, who you allow really to partake in your energy.
Yeah, and also, the Four of Wands is about reward, it's about success, it's about recognition. And so what that also tells me is that it's about spending time with other people who lift you up. We do have some agency about who we spend our time with.
Absolutely.
And, I think that can truly lift you up. So in January, spend time with other people who are also a part of lifting you up and truly being positive and encouraging about your personal vision for 2026.
That's right.
That was quite good, wasn't it?
I think it was very... Ta-da!
We got through in the end.
Yes.
Sometimes, what I find with the tarot is that you have a look and you start talking, and then as you are talking, the kind of message emerges as a part of that.
That's, yes, very
Yeah.
much, very much. It
Sometimes-
sometimes becomes apparent while talking.
Whilst talking, and you
Yes.
just have to keep on talking.
Yes, keep on talking.
And sometimes as you're talking,
It emerges, yeah.
it emerges, you know, and it's the same thing, you know, when we're doing readings,
Yeah.
you know, it's the same thing. It sort of emerges as you are speaking, and
Yeah.
sometimes you just have to be allowed to speak out loud for a
Yeah.
little while, and then it sort of comes as a part of that. All right, let's look at February.
Yay!
Unless there's anything else you want to add?
No,
No?
I think January has had its
Yeah?
fill.
Yeah? All right, we are moving into
Ooh.
February, and in February we have the Death card upright, and we also have the Queen of Pentacles reversed. And I just want to say to everybody who's like, oh, the Death card, there's nothing wrong with the Death card.
Oh, no.
If anything, it is actually one of my favorites because
Yes.
it is all about change and transformation.
That's right.
What do you reckon, Lorraine?
Yes. Well, February seems to look like a month that does indeed include some kind of quite radical change, really, and transformation. It can be, in my personal experience, it can be the beginning of change.
Yeah.
In other words, whatever radical change there may be, that might be the sort of result of that. The blooming of it might occur in October, but the beginning, really, when you look back and you can pinpoint that moment, that day, that will probably be in February. So death to me is, it's a wonderful card, really, of metamorphosis and of something. I mean, well, for change, to occur, normally something does need to end in order for something else or in order for the space to be created, for the energy to be created for something else to grow, to bloom, and to take its place. True, but in my experience, it can be a very good thing. And so, that looks like a wonderful month. Now, with the Queen of Pentacles reversed.
So I think with the Queen of Pentacles reversed, so with it being the darker months, it's easy for our mind to enter into a darker place. Of course, this again depends on where you are on the planet and that you are watching this. But I do feel that perhaps this month there might be some struggles with imposter syndrome, that perhaps your sense of self-confidence or your self-belief might be on the lower end. And so I think that what the Queen of Pentacles is perhaps inviting you to do, and as a part of the Death card and transformation, it's really about having a keen eye on your mindset and the thoughts that you allow to take hold within your mind, right? Because again, those will be able to guide the rest of your year. I am somebody who chooses to choose a word for the year. And again, perhaps what the Queen of Pentacles is asking you to do is to choose a word for the year and allow that to become like a guiding principle. I also feel that, many of us will have set New Year's resolutions, although not everybody don't.
Yes.
Those, but
Yes.
a lot of people do.
Yes.
And, everybody's really good in January. And then February comes around and they're like, I'm not doing this any longer. And so there's
It's a half of
also
January.
so there's also an encouragement there to like not lose your motivation, right? And keep on going.
Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed. It
What-
might also be a message here because it is a reversed
Yeah.
card. So there may also be a message of possibly not spending too much.
Yes.
Oops.
That's right. Just moving my legs around.
There might be a message here of, keeping a bit of an eye on the finances and not being too indulgent, especially as some kind of change, and a quite radical change at that, is heralded here. So is foretold. So with a change on the horizon of whatever kind that is going to be different for each individual, it might also be good to, not be overly indulgent in February.
That's really boring.
I know.
Obviously, it has
Sorry.
it has obviously shown up. So it's a really important message, And yeah, it's interesting. So be prudent or frugal. Have it like some frugality might be.
Yeah. I mean, I think just maybe not 5 spa visits, or that sort of thing. Just this extra kind of layer of indulgence may want to be dialed down a little.
Yeah. On that note, I'm going to share a short story. So, as Lorraine knows, I love chocolate.
He does.
Love it. And there was a day where I had one too many. And then in the evening, I was going to go see a client. And I have this ritual where in London, we have something called the Metro, which is a newspaper that you pick up on the tube or public transport in London. And I kid you not, the horoscope, which is why I pick up the Metro, it literally said, don't have too many treats. I was like, it's a little bit late, isn't it? Because I already had like 4 chocolates. and I think it's a bit like that.
Yes.
Showing some moderation.
Oh, yes.
That's probably the one, isn't it? Showing some moderation.
Moderation, yes.
Which is not only because also Pentacles isn't always about finances. It's also about your health.
Yes.
Right?
The physical body.
The physical body, with it being an earth sign.
Yes.
It's also about the physical body. So showing some restraint and some moderation.
Yes. I think will be good thing.
Yeah. And I suppose also sort of building on that health thing, showing moderation, like looking after your health, basically, which I also think the Queen of Pentacles in reversal. It's not that you're going to have a health issue, but just looking after your health.
Yeah.
It's a good reminder there.
With change coming, especially.
Yeah. That was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah.
All right. Should we head over to
March it is.
March. I was starting to think, what is the next month after April? It is March, isn't it?
Traditionally so, yes. I believe.
March.
Since Julius Caesar.
Which I guess is Mars, right? Is that March? Is that Mars?
Oh, now you're asking me.
Is it?
Do we need to discuss this during a podcast?
No, there's a reason why I'm telling you, because Lorraine and I have the same planet.
Yeah,
Mars.
Virgo,
this is why I'm
Mars.
this is
Mars
why
and Virgo.
Because we
Mars.
both have Virgo.
Mars and Virgo.
Mars and Virgo.
Yes.
That's why I'm sharing this.
Oh, I love it. That's our best placement. No, he's a Leo, so. Honest to God, I love Leos. If I could choose to be one sign, it would be Leo.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Oh, of course, a Leo is going to love that. Right here, obviously.
Okay, so we have March. I was about to say Mars there. We have March, where we have the 8 of Pentacles upright, and we have the 5 of Swords upright. What do you think?
Well, it looks to me like a month in which you will diligently apply yourself toward working on a project, just being invested in your work and your job, and really applying yourself, working away. And there is a sense of, the 5 of Swords often stands for, a feeling of deceit, of betrayal, of just something not being quite right. And so I think that feeling may be creeping up in the month of March while you are very hard at work on your dreams, on your goals, on your aspirations, on building a foundation, on just doing your job and doing it well. And somehow there could be a bit of a flavor that creeps up in that month, especially with the imagery here on the Five of Swords. That's exactly. I don't think we can. Well, maybe
No,
we
it's
can.
too far away, I'm afraid.
Oh, that's too bad.
I reckon.
Yeah, so there might be a bit of a flavor. However, I mean, I think, the Five of Swords, swords being the suit of the mental, as opposed to the physical, the emotional. There is a mental emphasis in the suit of the swords. And so the Five of Swords, as opposed to some of the other challenging cards, can often be largely in the mind. And so perhaps there is an opportunity in the month of March to be aware of, I don't want to say intrusive, but just thoughts that may not quite capture reality as it is, and create a bit of a distancing, So I would focus in the month of March on the Eight of Pentacles. Keep going.
Keep going. And I also think that, we were talking about in January about not giving your attention away to people who aren't there to support you. I think this is another invitation
Yes.
to just don't entertain people who doesn't have your back,
Yes.
in a sense,
In
right?
general, yes.
In general, because
Absolutely.
because in the Five of Swords, there could be some deceit, some dishonesty, some
Yes.
disloyalty,
Yes.
and that maybe even like some jealousy, some envious, that you're working away really, really hard.
Yeah.
You're getting stuff done.
Yeah.
But then actually there's other people in your life who's like jealous, envious. Why are they getting things that I'm not, kind of energy? And so if that energy shows up, it's about being mindful around, just don't give them the time of day.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a very apt interpretation as well. I would, yes, like I said, I would go with the Eight of Pentacles.
Yeah.
Keep your head down. Keep going. Don't give up.
Yeah.
And stay true to yourself. Like, this is your path, your goals, your aspirations. Just keep at it.
Yeah.
No matter what. It's hard to say for a collective read exactly how the Five of Swords applies, if that is something within your mind or if it is an outside and external influence. But however it applies, the more important one is the Eight of Pentacles. I know we can't see these cards, but the Eight of Pentacles. It's a wonderful card. I love the Eight of Pentacles.
Me too.
Love it. So yeah,
Because
keep going.
Because it is a card of success, right? What
Yes.
it is saying is that
Yes.
if you stay focused,
Yes.
if you stay committed, diligent,
Mm-hmm.
focusing on the
Yeah.
task that is right in front of you and pouring your awareness and attention and hard work into that,
Yes.
it will lead to a feeling of success,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely. The Eight
Yeah.
of Pentacles definitely has, at the end of that, hard work has a great opportunity for payoff.
Yeah. All right.
Yes.
April.
Yes, April.
I'm not going to suggest what month, what planet that is.
No.
I don't remember.
No.
I'm also not enough in astrology to know. April, we have the Star reversed, and we also have Justice reversed. Your face, Lorraine. I was trying to keep more of a poker face, and she was like, "What do you what do we think here?" I mean, so with Justice. With Justice reversed, I feel like, because I'm often drawn to the scales of balance.
Yes.
And so there certainly is an invitation for April to rebuild and maintain some balance.
Indeed.
So perhaps there's an event
Yes.
in April which puts you off kilter. Perhaps there's a feeling of loss, a feeling of something came to an end that you hadn't anticipated that was going to come to an end, but then it came to an end. And so with Justice, there's a real invitation there to do grounding, So I think April is a lot about grounding again, especially with the star being reversed, right? Because there might be a feeling of loss of hope. This is why I chose the word grief, and that perhaps there's a situation which brings forward these feelings of grief, hopelessness.
Yes.
And so the advice, the guidance is like whatever practices you have in your life to bring back balance, to use the sword of justice to cut through any feelings or thoughts that are bringing you down, and just bring yourself back to center.
Yeah, I would say so too.
Wouldn't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Personally, the star reversed is one of the cards I have to struggle with quite a bit. And so yes, I do know that feeling quite well. And what is important to remember, what I try to remember every time it shows up for me, is that while things may seem hopeless, they are not hopeless in reality. They just seem that way. And so it is more a feeling, at least in my experience, that is created internally, by interpretation of events that are in reality not hopeless. It is just, at least for me, it's my personal interpretation. And, if you are like me, one of the people that tends to sort of spiral easily, let's put it like that. Yes, it can be quite challenging, but it is never so in reality, really. It is an interpretation. And so I still struggle with it, I'll be honest, but I try to remind myself of it every time. And looking back, whenever I come back out of it, indeed, it always was just a matter of, interpretation. And so I think what Tor is saying here is very, very apt with justice reversed. Even if things seem unfair or, whatever, however that interpretation may go, there is always an opportunity to rebalance within ourselves and to find that kind of equilibrium. It is not a matter of the world. The world is as we see it. And so,
yeah, it's interesting thank you for that. There's also interesting with the star, right? Because it is about inner guidance.
Yes.
And she's on my card. She has her eyes closed. She has a star in her hand, which technically could be a crystal ball, right? Haha. and her eyes are like glazed over. And so perhaps April is also, maybe you're finding yourself being too reliant upon external guidance, external validation, external recognition.
Yes.
And there's also an invitation there to turn inwards.
Absolutely.
And validating yourself and listening to what seems more correct to you. Maybe a family member, a friend, it's like, hey, you ought to be doing X, Y, Z.
Right.
And you're feeling pulled towards that because this is a person that you trust. But actually what you ought to be doing is to trust yourself.
Yes. And
especially in this world of like social media and all that kind of stuff that's going on the feed, it's a real invitation to get back to that inner guidance.
Yeah, I would agree. Let's have a happy month. Let's have a happy.
The unfortunate truth is that the tarot so rarely gives us what we want.
I know that,
and we just have to take the good with the bad.
We're gonna have a very happy month. Let's go May. Let's do it. Better.
So we have the King of Wands upright, and we also have the Four of Cups upright. And interestingly enough, I am actually going to go better. I am going to say this is a month with the Four of Cups. This is like a half truth, but I'm going to say that it's a month where you are allowed to dream.
Ooh, yes.
I wouldn't say that this is the original traditional interpretation of the Four of Cups. But, he is sitting by that tree. He's got 3 cups in front of him. He's got his eyes closed, and there's a cup which is like on wings in front of him. And we got the energy of the King of Wands, which is like passion, strength, vision,
Yes.
moving forward,
Creativity.
charisma,
Oh, all of it.
creativity. And so I think the month of May is a month where you are allowed to dream.
That is right. That is right. Exactly. And also, I think you actually taught me this, I want to say. With the Four of Cups, a sense of gratitude is
Yes.
also important. Yes, a sense of gratitude, because there is one interpretation is being overly satiated with what is already present and just, and the gratitude for that which is present, especially with something so powerful as the King of Wands, wonderful card. I think a sense of gratitude would be just a good thing in May.
Yeah.
A good thing. If there's one advice here, it would be a sense of gratitude from my end. And with the King of Wands, be bold.
Yeah.
Be bold. Yeah.
Don't hesitate. Be bold.
Yeah.
Be courageous. Be charismatic.
Yeah.
Put yourself in situations that in the past you might have found to be too daunting. Get out there, socialize. Put yourselves in situations where you will be challenged, but you will also be rewarded for that effort.
Yes.
I think that's
Absolutely.
what May is all about. And it's a real Leo card. It's like,
Yes.
obviously, don't become arrogant. I think that's maybe also what the Four of Cups is saying. It's like, be charismatic, be bold, but don't become arrogant.
Yes.
Would you agree?
Yes. Don't become arrogant. Don't take it for granted.
Yes. Don't take this opportunity for granted. That is, I like that. Don't take the opportunities that's coming towards you for granted.
Yes. Okay, we nailed it for May.
I think we nailed it for May.
Took a little, a few months of warm up here, but got there in the end.
June, huh?
Yes, June.
Okay.
See, I don't know this deck, so I have to actually.
So we have the Six of Cups reversed and the Nine of Pentacles reversed for June.
Six of Cups reversed, the Nine of Pentacles
What do you reckon? Where are you going to take us?
Well, to me, there are so many ways of interpreting this, but I'm just going to give a little, just one area where this may apply, which is relationships. And so there may be, June may be a month of togetherness, in fact, actually. Because the Nine of Pentacles upright to me always speaks of somebody who is not necessarily single, but very independent, very, very self-sufficient, very, well, let's leave it at that, independent and self-sufficient. And so with that being not the case here, with that being blocked, I would say that might be actually pointing toward perhaps a change in energy, perhaps, a coming together, or just a sense of togetherness, a sense of being a little less, how should I say that? A little less, when you really, it's super, super important to you to be independent and self-sufficient. Perhaps there will be some happy occurrence where that softens a little bit. And with the Six of Cups reversed, I would tend to say that is perhaps the softening of a very independent, stance, is brought upon by something outside of your comfort zone. To me, the Six of Cups upright always refers to known joys. So many people interpret it as a card that points toward or refers to the past. It does for me too, in the sense of known joys, something that you have known and that has brought joy. In other words, just like your comfort zone, that is a known joy. And so with that being reversed and blocked here, I think it is perhaps this reversal of the Nine of Pentacles, the reversal of the card of independence and self-sufficiency and all of that is perhaps brought on by something that is outside of your comfort zone. Now, this was a, interpretation that would refer to relationships, but I'm sure Tor has some other insights.
Oh, no, I think we're just going to leave it at that. Because I think that was great.
Oh.
I was like mesmerized. So of course, if you're single,
yes.
right? If you're single.
Thank you, yes. Because many of us happily are.
But like if you are single, then
yes.
it is perhaps an opportunity to soften that hyper independence that might come from a single life, right? So it's a softening of that, maybe.
Correct.
And if you are in a relationship, perhaps there's an opportunity to explore a part of your relationship that you haven't explored before.
Ooh.
Right?
Yes.
Yes. So
yes.
Maybe there's even been some arguments between you and your partner, and maybe it's an opportunity to just not to stand too much in your sense of self, right? There's a month of like collaboration, cooperation, coming together.
Yes.
Do you see?
Yes. And moving a tad outside the comfort zone. Most things we want are in fact outside of our comfort zone, aren't they? So
thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I think we're just going to leave it at that because I thought that was great.
Moving on.
July, which is my birthday month.
Oh, says the Leo.
I couldn't help myself because I just realized we didn't say that for Lorraine. Should I say it? I'm going to say it.
No. July,
which is my birthday month.
That's
being Leo.
Right. His birthday week.
Birthday week. Okay, so we have the Seven of Pentacles upright, and we've also got the Three of Pentacles reversed. As it is my birthday month, I'm gonna hand over back to you. This is like your birthday gift to me, basically.
Oh, bloody!
Half a year in advance. What do you think for my birthday month, Lorraine? This is like cheating. I realize it's cheating, but
this is painful. Okay. Hey. Okay. Well, okay. I personally like the Seven of Pentacles. I'm just going to disregard the Three of Pentacles reverse, which is not one of my favorites at all. Reversed, upright, great. Okay, so let's go with the Seven of Pentacles, which kind of sometimes also gets a bit of an unfair rap. I quite like the Seven of Pentacles. It is a card of growth, of applying yourself, of patience, of forbearance, and of watering the seeds, having the patience to wait for them, for nature to do its thing, for that payoff to come, to stay positive, to stay focused, to really give the growth some time, and to do the work that is necessary in order for that to occur. So to me, it is a card that promises success. Maybe not right this second, maybe not tomorrow, but whatever it is that you're working on or investing in with the Seven of Pentacles, I personally think that that could go very, very well, and that just a little bit more patience and a little bit more keeping the head down and focusing is necessary, but especially also to remain positive. The figure on the card is sort of taking in the growth of his, what is that? Plants. Let's put it like that. I'm not sure what it is. Bush. But anyway, that which he has cultivated. It is a card of cultivation, and I've always liked seeing it. I know some rather.
I quite like it too.
Okay, good.
I'm with you on this one.
All right.
Because I like that, because it's interesting. 7 July 7, so it's obviously a mid-year check-in.
Yes.
Check-in. July is all about checking in. How far have I come?
That's right.
What have I achieved?
That's right.
And what am I going to do next?
Taking stock.
And
very important with the Seven of Pentacles.
Taking stock of how far you've come. And then I think the Three of Pentacles is about but what do I need to take it to the next level? Because sometimes the Three of Pentacles reverse, like, it really depends on how you interpret the Tower. Sometimes there's a delay, sometimes it's a blockage, sometimes it's the opposite. Like, and so let's think of the Three of Pentacles as a quote unquote block to your success, right? And so you could then argue reversed. Yeah. You could then argue, so what do I need?
Correct.
To undo, dissolve, resolve, release that blockage to take my cultivation to the next level. Like,
yes.
Do I need more money? Do I need an investor? Do I need somebody to collaborate with?
Yes, especially collaborate.
But also, it's like, is it time to let go of some collaborations?
Yeah.
You know?
It is.
Maybe a relationship, a partnership, something has come to an end that doesn't serve the rest of your cultivation.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. I think that's very important. Yeah.
And so I actually think the Three of Pentacles is about, checking in. What of my partnerships are no longer working for the next phase of my ambitions?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
That's how I would interpret that in this moment, you know?
Yeah.
Especially bidding on everything that you just said.
Yeah.
And so, it's like a mid-year check-in.
Yeah.
Anything else you would like to add?
No. No, I thought that was really good. No, really.
Yeah.
I thought that was good. Yes, that is a very apt interpretation. And after all, I mean, we're here to try to,
lift the spirits.
That's exactly right.
Lifting the collective consciousness.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
We're doing our best here.
Yes.
Give us a chance.
If they're still watching at this point.
And then we've got August. We have the Three of Wands reversed. And we have the Nine of Swords upright. And so the Three of Wands, what do I think about the Three of Wands? Because obviously it depends on how you look at it, but recently I have felt that the Three of Wands is, it is reversed, is like an invitation for adventure, going on an adventure. And maybe you don't feel like you have enough money to go on a holiday, to take a day trip, to get out of town, get out of your home, basically. And with it being reversed, I think that this is something that perhaps for August you ought to do. Like, take the day trip. Obviously, don't put anything on your credit card that you can't put on your credit card. Like, don't be reckless. But, take that trip if you can afford it. Deal with that problem later. The Nine of Swords. How do you think about the Nine of Swords? It is not my favorite card. I'd be very surprised if it is anybody's favorite card.
Anybody's favorite card. Yes. Let's hear from the people who love the Nine of Swords.
Yes, please in the comments.
The tip line is open. So
if you like the Nine of Swords, tell us why.
Oh yes, please do tell us why. Okay. Yeah. Well, the Nine of Swords. Again, a lot of mental energy is being expended here in the Nine of Swords. There's the traditional interpretation is one of mental anguish, of overthinking, of worrying, of stressing, of being, mentally quite tormented, right? So it is, yes, that is the interpretation. Now, having said all that, right, which sounds like a massive downer, personally, I have had the Nine of Swords perhaps more as an advice, in my own readings, but I have had the Nine of Swords as think about it, like really think about it, to the degree of, yes, stress about it, think about it, because the area of my life that applied to indeed was something I should have really, really thought about some more in detail, and it should have kept me up at night. there are such things. Not everything is a cakewalk, right? And so we do also make decisions. Obviously, hindsight is always 2020. We do make decisions that would have needed some more thinking and some more even worrying in my case. I thought that was actually quite apt. So I have had the Nine of Swords as really truly think about it, like think this over, think this through. And that for me in my life was very, very solid advice, and I did. And glad to say it actually helped in the end.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No, but I think that's good though, because like the Three of Wands, Two of Wands, Three of Wands, it's about planning, it's about action, it's about taking something further. And so building on what you are saying is that perhaps the month of August, it's not a month of action. It's actually a month of something that you're working on, something that you're planning to take to the next level, requires some more thinking.
A lot
more thinking before you act on it. And so like the French, all of them just take the month of August off. Yeah. So behave like the French.
Behave like the French. Be like the French.
It's actually a bit like the Norwegians do. Everybody just, nothing happens in August.
Oh, my ankle hurts. I'm increasingly uncomfortable on the floor.
And so it's a month of thinking, not acting.
Yes. I would actually, I would say so too, because with the Three of Wands, to me, it's, a card of anticipation, of planning, of mostly anticipation, really. You've made some investments, you're waiting for the returns, you want to go. It's a card of wanting to take action. Now, with that being, reversed there, yeah. And in combination with the Nine of Swords, it is sometimes really damn good advice to be told, hey, think some more about it.
So my recommendation to go on a holiday still stands.
Oh, yes.
Because it is not a month of elaborate action.
No, but use that time on holiday when you're out of your comfort zone and out of your daily, ritual, routine, structure. Use that time to reflect. Yep. Often when we physically remove ourselves and from the environment that we're so embedded in, it becomes a lot easier.
Yeah.
To gain a new perspective and to think about things clearer.
Yeah, I would tend to agree. September, huh?
Yes, September.
Which is the month of Virgo. Sort of.
Yes.
And I have a stellium in Virgo. You have how many in Virgo?
Yeah, a stellium?
Yeah.
In Virgo?
In Virgo.
That explains it.
Hey.
And it was a compliment. that was actually, says the stellium-less person, a compliment. Yes.
Yeah.
I love Virgo energy.
Virgo in Mars, Venus, and Mercury. How many do you have in Virgo?
1.
Which is all well and good,
I'm very happy about it.
It is in the most important planet.
Mars in Virgo.
Mars in Virgo.
Yes, yeah. We've already said that earlier. Let's get over our love for Mars in Virgo.
September, huh?
Ooh. This is quite the year.
It is quite a year, and Mars and September is quite the month. So we have the moon, which, interesting enough, I probably have a much more positive interpretation, whilst I think you have a much more challenging interpretation.
Yeah.
Because I like the moon in like the mystery, the intuition, the subconscious, the creativity, the sort of exploration of that, whilst yours is like madness.
Hello. Yes, indeed.
Wouldn't you say that's true?
Yes. I mean, I've struggled personally with the energy of the moon card quite a bit. So when it shows up for me on my table, it's bad news. But however, that's for me. I do agree with one thing though, that there is, even for me who has, it's just a tough energy for me personally. But there has been a creative high that I have experienced.
I like that.
With the moon card on my table, even though the rest is still, very, very challenging for me. For other people, oh man, they love the moon card. They love that energy. So I think it's one of those cards that really...
It's like a love-hate relationship, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, imagine, okay, I think this is a good analogy, although neither one of us have taken hallucinogenics. It's like, let's imagine you've taken hallucinogenics and you start hallucinating, and some people will have a really good trip.
Amazing.
And other people, it will be really, really, really bad.
That will be me.
So there's an element of chance to the moon.
Yeah.
Because it could be bad
Yeah.
and it could be good. Although with the tarot, I say it's never good or bad. It's just opportunities and challenges, just to rectify myself. The second card, though, is the Tower. And so there's September will certainly be an invitation of change.
Yes, again. Yes. Oh, by the way, that may be something where could be related to the Death card or could not be. You know, because somehow, as we said earlier, right, there is a process in February that kicks off transformation and radical change.
Yeah, precisely.
And so perhaps that really comes to the surface in September. You know, in my experience, the Death card is not necessarily an immediate change. Most often it is quite the, you know, ongoing transformation. Anyway, well, with the Tower, upright as it can get. Well, yeah, there is definitely a surprise in store. Now, in my experience, the Tower, yes, it can be challenging. Absolutely. There can be, you know, it can be quite the shock, but also it can be a very good surprise. And since this is a collective reading and with a moon card there, it is quite the unknown. I mean, there's no way for us to say, you know, one way or another. And I also don't think that we need to. It is a surprise. There is a surprise in store in September that, you know, really somewhat it's like the carpet being pulled, but that can be a great thing. I've had good Tower moments. I've had amazing experiences with the Tower. I've also had very challenging Tower moments indeed, but normally it is something that does need to shift.
It's necessary.
Yeah.
The Tower usually has like an energy of change, which is necessary.
Yeah.
Like the slate needs to be cleaned.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
It might feel a bit unnerving in that moment.
Yeah.
But overall, it is entirely okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in the tarot sequence, what comes after the Tower is, you know, rebuilding, new hope, new growth, you know, and a very positive outlook. So, you know, it is what it is. With the moon, I would say there is also an element of the unknown and a mystery there, you know. So for us, anyway, looking at these two cards for that month, you know, who knows what that will be about with the moon, but also within that energy, it may seem like once that Tower erupts, that there is, you know, like a feeling of being lost and just the unknown, but to embrace that, because something great can come out of, and most likely will come out of Tower moments.
October.
Yeah.
Comes after September.
Ah.
Okay, so we have the High Priestess reversed, and we also have the Wheel of Fortune reversed. How do we feel for that in the month of October? I love how both of us just suddenly got really quiet. We're like tuning into what is the highest message that the spirits and the guides and all the others wants to share with us for the month of October. So I do feel that maybe the energy of change that is coming in September will continue somewhat into October, and that feeling of perhaps being somewhat unsettled will continue into that month of October, and it's going to take a bit of time to find your footing after that change in September. So it's just the landscape, it's going to feel like it's sort of shifting. Let's hope that this is just metaphorical. It's a metaphorical, what's the word I'm looking for, when a volcano erupts. When we have an earthquake, that's the word I'm looking for. And sometimes it's only going to be metaphorical. Trust me, there's not going to be any earthquakes in September.
No.
But there might be some metaphorical aftershakes in October, where you're still feeling these aftershakes in October, and you're going to have to do some real work with tuning back into that energy of the High Priestess, which to me is very positive, right? And so there's going to require some real meditation to find your way back to that feeling of the High Priestess.
Yes. I do think there is a certain, it's kind of, I just get a feeling that maybe perhaps just sort of standing still and not trying to discern the meaning, the exact, the intuition to get it just right. What does this mean? How do I do blah, 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 blah.
Right.
Stand still.
I think that's really nice.
Yeah.
Just stand still.
And that meditation, that balance, yes, it will take some work, but yeah, with the Wheel of Fortune reversed, I would say just, that's what I would say. Whatever word that.
Whatever that means. Yeah, I mean, as you were talking, it's like you don't need clarity right now. It's not necessarily the month where you require absolute certainty.
Yes, correct.
Just embrace that wave of change and uncertainty that this month illuminates.
Yes.
And stand still without sort of grasping, because what happens
at knowing where to go and what to do,
because what happens when our mind is perhaps vulnerable is that we start to grasp for something which seems certain,
correct,
but actually it's just an illusion.
Yeah.
And then we're vulnerable to bad opinions, bad ideas, and at this moment in time we don't need certainty.
That's right. Very good interpretation. Love
That's
it.
quite good, isn't it?
Oh, very smooth. Very.
My Leo energy is like, thank you. October, November.
In November, yes.
November. We're coming towards the end of the year.
Ooh.
Let's have a look at what this month has in store for us. Okay. So, gosh, there's a lot of change towards the end of the year.
Yes.
So we have the Ace of Cups reversed, and we also have the Hanged Man upright.
That's correct, yes.
Sometimes I think that's a reversal, but actually that is upright, isn't it?
It is. You know, I like the Hangman. I really do like the Hangman.
Tell me more about that.
It is essentially taking a time out. It's very similar coming off that Wheel of Fortune reversed energy of the prior month. It is actually quite similar in that the Hangman, dangles from one foot upside down, and he does so in order to literally invert his perspective. So he takes some time out to really try to gain a new perspective on a quite, it's not his shopping list. It's something, quite significant. Could even be his entire, situation in life. It is a major arcana. So normally something large and significant, or at least significant to him, is that which he is trying to consider and to gain a very, very different perspective on. It's to invert your entire, worldview is quite revolutionary. And so there is a certain amount of sacrifice that the Hangman undertakes in order to gain this new, or to attempt to gain this new perspective. It is a card that a lot of artists like, that subversive element, the revolutionary kind of act of, inverting your perspective and so forth and so on. So I like the Hangman. It is for the more impatient and, instantaneous minded among us.
She's talking about me.
Yeah. It is a bit challenging for those that are like, come on, let's go, let's do it. It is a bit, that's, it is an invitation to not just stand still though, like in the prior month, but really to work on gaining a very, very different perspective. In the meantime, with the Ace of Cups reversed, I would say it is not quite time yet for a new, really emotional beginning, for that overflowing of, that freshness of a new beginning and all these associated feelings that come with it. The Ace of Cups upright is a wonderful card, but it's not quite yet. I don't see it as blocked in this month. I see it as delayed, because with the Hangman taking that time out, making that sacrifice to try to gain a new perspective and to really shift his thinking in a quite radical way, it is not time yet for that new beginning, but that new beginning is promised. So I get a strong feeling of just a bit of a delay there.
Yeah. I was also thinking, it's like, let's say this month you are thinking, oh, I'm going to go out dating, or I am going to leave my job, or I am going to end my relationship. Don't do any of that.
No.
Just wait.
No, yes. Yeah.
Just wait a tiny bit. If you are sort of thinking about making any big changes in your life where there is an emotional component with that, just wait. Yeah.
I would say so too, because there is that Ace of Cups is promised to, I don't know if in 2026 or if that will be, a bit later in 2027, but I do think that there is a new beginning on the horizon.
Yeah, but just wait.
But just wait in that month.
Patience.
Yeah, with the Hangman for sure.
Yeah.
And try to, see it from every angle.
Yeah.
The issue at hand, whatever that may apply to.
Should we head into the last month of the year?
Yes, and for the love of God, let's have something uplifting here. Come on. Yeah.
Okay, oh good.
Oh,
good. And so we have the 7 of Wands reversed, and we have the 3 of Cups upright.
That is uplifting. I feel very pleased.
I feel very pleased about that too.
Yes, that is lovely. That's wonderful.
That is wonderful, especially with the 3 of Cups.
Oh,
There's a
great
real
card.
coming together. And so I think that whatever
Great
delay
energy.
was meant to be in November, it's like go for it in December.
Oh yeah. The 3 of Cups is a lovely
How
card.
do you read the reversal of the 7 of Wands though?
Oh, the 7 of Wands upright to me is
It's hard work, right?
That's a struggle. I mean, good Lord. I mean, it's not the worst ever, but it's quite a card of strive, of struggle, of sometimes having to defend yourself, your viewpoints, your position in life. It's or just one thing after another of stuff that you have to deal with. So it's that kind of energy, and that's blocked. And no, none of that. Somehow and it's quite sudden too. Like, I'm not sure why I get that feeling, but it's just a sudden block of that. Boom. And instead, there is that wonderful energy of the 3 of Cups, which is everything brilliant. There's a lot of love. There's a lot of positive energy, of happiness, of coming together, of union, of joy, really. It's such a joyful card, of celebration. It's a lovely card.
So it's just a feeling of ease for the month of December, right?
Yes.
Because it seems like it's going to be quite a year for the collective.
Yeah. Oh.
And so maybe, I don't know, maybe there's some sort of, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that maybe there's like some diplomatic treaty which is signed in December. Like maybe there's been some struggle all over the world and there's a treaty that it's that kind of feeling almost, that's signed in the month of December, and it's all just like, whew, that's now over.
Could very well be, in a more global sense, but in a more personal sense, I think, because we spoke about there are quite a few ups and downs in the year, and I get a feeling that December is really a time out from that, or an ending of those rather intense energies of 2026. And on a personal level, a month of joy.
Thank you so much, everybody, for listening to Lorraine and I's interpretation of the energies that are coming up for 2026. I will put all of the details of how you can contact us in the description if that's something that you are interested in, or just following all of our different socials. It might be by the time that this video comes out that Lorraine has changed her socials. I'm just gonna make sure that that's correct in the description, right? Or have you decided that you're gonna stay with...
I have no idea. I don't. We'll see.
Well, my point in case. So that's why I'm not going to say what it might be, because it might be something else in the description, basically.
Correct.
And I mean, mine is Torniamo, but you'll obviously find that in the description. You'll find our respective work, because Lorraine is a creative, she's a photographer, she's an artist, she's a tarot reader. I'm an intuitive guide and tarot reader, and you can find different ways of getting in touch with us. So thank you so much for listening, and thank you so much for doing this. This was so much fun, even though sitting on the floor is much more difficult than we had anticipated.
Oh man,
we're like moving around, my feet fell asleep.
My ankle. Oh God.
I'm like, Jesus Christ. Are we
I know.
We're turning old.
Well, we are turning old. Also, next time we need pillows.
We need pillows. So this is our first time we're doing this together, and so we are going to find a better seating position for the next time.
Seating arrangement. Indeed we are. But also, if you would like to book a personal reading just for you with Tor, I can highly recommend it. That is how we met, and his reading was most apt for me. And some of the things that he psychically, had insights on have come true. And so it wasn't just a reading. It was really an amazing, amazing just a time of connection, really, that window that we had together, and I cannot thank him enough. So
thank you.
I would highly recommend it.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And Lorraine unfortunately doesn't do personal readings, which is why I can't recommend her. She has given me loads of readings that are lovely, but she doesn't do them. And so I can't make that recommendation that you should book in. I can recommend that you connect with her because her work is amazing aside from that, but she doesn't do them. Well, thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you here next time. Yay. Bye everybody.
Bye. Happy 2026.
Yay. Bye.